Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Have a Nice Day podcast with your host, Janine.
And Janine. And Joshua.
Fine, I'll take the two Janines. That's okay.
No, because usually you go second.
And Janine.
And you go like this. And Janine.
Okay, you want to repeat it then so you have like a...
Yeah.
And Joshua.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Have a Nice Day podcast with your host, Janine.
And Joshua.
Oh,
Better?
It doesn't have the same
Twang.
sound and charm to it,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Yeah.
That factor that you're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Now-
this brings us to another episode of...
I just wanted to let you realize that we've been doing this for 6 months.
Okay.
This is like the halfway mark to our anniversary.
Is this one?
It's 26.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is actually.
It's a halfway mark because there are 52 weeks in a year.
Okay, maths.
It's a 20. Just saying.
Okay, calendar.
Just saying.
That's actually really cool. 6 months in.
Right? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know, but
It's crazy. It
we
was just...
still have a long way to go, though.
I know, but it was just an idea that we had, and we never stopped. Every single week, guys.
We drop a new episode every Sunday.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just us rambling on, which is like this episode.
Yeah.
Where we don't have a specific topic like the rest. But sometimes we just want to speak our mind and talk about trending topics and talk about how we're doing, how everyone's doing, how you're doing.
Everything, yeah. And this is cool because we always drive together. We always go on random drives. And we talk so much. And remember, we always say, oh, I wish we had a microphone with us so we could really speak our minds when it comes to something.
Exactly.
So I think this is going to be like a freestyle
Rap session.
All you can digest or something. I don't know. Freestyle rap session?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to do it?
I can rap. Give me a
By
topic.
the way, you still owe them a drum.
Oh, yeah. That'll come
Drum
in due time.
video.
Yeah.
In due time means...
All in perfect time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what is a perfect time?
Soon.
Okay. What is soon?
Guys, before the year ends, there will be a drum video.
We just started the year.
I know. I'm buying myself some
But
time.
guys, we're already in Feb.
I'll give you a flute video as well if you want.
No one was asking. Can you just deliver what they were asking
no,
for?
but you never believed that I could play flute, and I want to prove that to you at least.
Okay, but you never showed me anything. But actually, someone vouched for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people vouch
Yeah,
for
they're
me.
like, actually, there is.
There are a lot of people who are on Team Joshua.
No, they were just your church mates, so
No,
they knew that there
they
was
were
actually
random people.
What is it called? What is your flute?
The wind bloomers.
The wind bloomers.
Yeah.
So someone said that the wind. Actually, two people said that the wind bloomers
Was a legit
federation.
yeah.
It's a legit
a
group.
legit organization that
Yeah.
was there in the late 90s. But until its unfortunate end.
Is it late 90s or early 2000s?
Maybe there was some sort of overlap when it came to those timelines.
Yeah.
But it was a very successful orchestrated group. And we did participate nationally and internationally.
Internationally where?
Until a few of us decided that we are going to divorce from each other and start our own musical careers, which I have also taken part in.
What is this musical career that you've taken a part of?
Rap.
Okay, then let's have a rap battle right here, right now.
Okay, give me a topic.
Oh, speaking of rap battles, I wanted to talk about this half Filipino dude who's been trending so much.
Thank you.
What is his name?
Thank you. Some people have been noticing.
Mill something? Forgot. My sister showed me yesterday. And he is currently in the United States.
Okay.
But he's half Filipino. I don't know if he grew up in Subic, which is my area in the Philippines.
Okay.
But he mentions the zip code of Subic in his
What's the zip code
rap.
of Subic?
2200?
That's Manila.
Olongapo? No, that's not.
That is.
Did you live there?
I
Yeah.
was just trying to.
Come on.
throw you off your tracks, but
nope,
you seem
it's not.
unshaken.
I know my address.
Of course, you have to do.
Yeah, but this guy
Who can't rap these days anyway?
No. But he is really good. So good.
So
You have to see it.
I'll see it later.
His video is like 20 million views already in the past 6 days, something like that, something crazy like
That's
that.
it?
On Wish FM. Wish FM.
What's Wish FM?
It's a radio station
In
the States.
No one ever heard of that in the UAE.
Stop bashing, okay? Because people, I don't know what you're in a mood today. What's wrong?
No, because I feel that I am better than him.
You're not. Trust me. I saw him and he's so good. He's like, I don't want to compare him, but there was a part in his rap that sounded as if he's like Francis M.
Oh, no way.
Like the way that he
What's his
just
name?
dropped
I want to see it right now.
something Mill.
Mill.
Enzo Mill. I don't know. I think I'm making
Easy Mill.
Easy Mill. Yeah.
Panalo.
Panalo. That's the yeah.
He looks like Tekashi 6ix9ine without all the
He's
tattoos.
actually good looking. He's half Filipino, half something. So good.
Why is there a backtrack?
I mean, he's not gonna sing that with instruments. He's alone. Guys, you should search him up. He's really good. And there's some also. Are we gonna listen to the whole thing now? So he raps in English, Tagalog, and Ilocano. Okay.
I've seen better. In the mirror.
You are such a liar.
Okay, guys, this is my commitment to you. Give me 1 month. I'm gonna write a rap. At least a minute.
You cannot drop it like how he did it. You can't. The way that I want you to watch the whole video, but the way that he's so passionate about his rap.
Don't get me wrong, he's very good.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure if this opportunity presented itself to me,
okay,
I could deliver this kind of musical.
You've been promising so much things to our listeners.
Sorry, guys. Okay, I've been busy
with
a lot of things. A lot of things have been spending its time in my dome, my temple, and I need to sort that out first before I can take the next step in my path, on my journey.
Okay, so we have a drum video, a flute video, and a rap video. We're all waiting for
the
it.
rap one will come first in the very, very near future, guys. I promise you that. And I'm already getting famous to some extent as Janine.
In what way?
My video on TikTok.
Fine.
See? Example A, Exhibit A.
Guys, so I launched my TikTok account. And the first video that I put in was a prank that I pulled off on Josh.
Okay.
So basically, it's called the Ashamed Challenge. Mm-hmm. I've seen it on TikTok with some TikTokers, and I wanted to try it with Joshua. So basically, you tell this person to say the name Muhammad a couple of times until it ingrains in that person's brain.
Yeah.
The way that you pronounce Muhammad.
But
Without that, it's just the Ahmed. And then you write down the word ashamed on a piece of paper or wherever, and you ask them to read it after they repeatedly say Muhammad. And so when I showed him the ashamed, because he's been saying Muhammad a couple of times, he says, Ashamid? And then I ask him again, can you read it again? But this time I was laughing and he's like, Ashamid. He just changes the pronunciation, Ashamid. And then I said, can you read it again? And then the third time he then says, ashamed. And then he bursts out laughing. So anyway, it's been going great on TikTok. It was my first video that I uploaded.
It's over, 34 million views now? How many?
41,000 views, something like that.
Which is a lot. That's already half the world. And even ex-president Barack Obama has commented on it. One girl even commented, this guy is so good looking. And I was like, okay.
No one said that. Just one girl said, oh, he's cute. Something like that. She didn't say, oh, he's so good looking. Cute can mean, oh, he's cute because he can't read.
You think?
I think so.
Where is she from?
I don't know. I don't look into the profiles of people who comment on my TikTok account.
But you better be wary because a girl's about to steal your man.
I don't care. I don't care. Then go ahead. Good luck. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really hope that this is the real one now.
Yeah.
This one fan I have.
Wish you all the best.
I don't know what context she said I wasn't cute in, but I'm gonna take it to the
I think she's a mom, by the way.
Oh.
Because her picture shows like her and a kid.
Maybe it's her nephew.
Maybe. Or her niece. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's cool though.
Try it out. Message her.
I will.
Okay.
Slide into the DM.
Yeah, slide.
What is the DM of TikTok called?
I think you can't message someone on TikTok unless you're both following each other.
Are you following this said person?
No.
Why?
Why will I follow random people on TikTok?
That is true.
I'm one of those who try to condense the people that I follow and only follow them because I'm really interested in their content. I don't really follow random people just because they followed me.
Okay.
Like a follow for follow type of thing. Not really. Yeah.
So, so I was on TikTok when you put the video out because I wanted to see it for myself, how the whole platform was. And then, but I got drawn into that whole, just keep swiping up and down. Nonstop.
Endlessly.
And most of the things are like people dancing and all these stupid things about like,
I really don't
there's
think.
something with like a girl, she's dancing, suddenly it goes black and she's just standing there near the hallway or something. I don't know what that was. I'm like, what the hell is this crap?
Like, there are some things that don't really make sense, but there are some things that's why I have a follow page, because these are the people that I really want to follow, and they're amazing content on TikTok.
Yeah, that's what I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Yeah.
But to me, there was more nonsense stuff on TikTok than actual good content.
But
the good content is like...
And this is why you create the people that you follow, so that you don't have to be on your FYP. True. You know, if you have time, then go on your For You page, or FYP as they call it. But I'm the same. Like, when I've heard of TikTok a year ago, during the pandemic, the lockdown, that's where it really blew off. And I said, what is happening? Like, why is everyone dancing? Because that's how it started, right? People started using TikTok to dance and do silly things. But then I think it moved into an education tool. It moved into a mini vlog type of thing.
Which I really liked as well. A
cooking thing.
Yeah.
There's really so much content on TikTok that you just have to filter through and follow the people that you want to be more exposed to their content of. And then
I think it also comes back to what you told me once. Like if you keep watching like teenage girls dancing, then your For You page will just keep showing random teenage girls or something like that. So if you have wholesome content that you watch and you digest into your life, then whenever you swipe onto the next one, it'll show something else that is good. So I think
that's
also,
the algorithm. You see, I think earlier I was swiping through, and it's the first time that I got that question. It says, do you enjoy this content? After I watched a video. And I said
like
yes.
A survey pop up or
yeah,
something?
It's like a yes or no type of thing, but it was a TikTok survey. And I said yes. So I guess they're also fishing for information from their users to make sure that they cater to their liking and not just show something randomly. Okay. Yeah. But I was also following this other... Not following, I saw this person on my For You page. And this is another thing why I'm on TikTok, because there's a lot of like marketing, digital marketing, online marketing, and how to grow your audience, especially for us, because we're content creators, starting to be content creators. And there are a lot of these people who teach you how to grow your audience, how to reach more people. And there was this one guy, and he says he works for TikTok, or he works as, I don't know, somewhere in that field. And he says that the way that the algorithm works is that TikTok first takes your video and then puts it and showcases it to a couple of people, to a group of people. Let's say
like a focus group.
Let's say 100 people.
Okay.
if those 100 people react to your video, like it, view it until the end, engage with it, share it, whatever, then they widen that audience. Once they go 500, these 500 people then react to your audience again, and then they share it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They widen your audience, widen. And this is how it gets famous. And this is how it gets viral, quote unquote viral, if you may say. That's how he explained it. So that's
crazy though.
That's how the TikTok algorithm works, apparently.
Crap.
Yeah, from this guy.
So you think this guy's liked our video first and then that's how it
Yeah,
got
so
big?
there are a couple of people who engaged with the video that we posted, probably shared, commented, liked, played it until the end, and then they widened the audience and all that.
That's cool.
But it's not all fine and dandy, by the way, guys.
What's not fine and dandy?
The video that we posted, although it's going really well, 41,000 views right before we started this. I looked at the TikTok video. There are a couple of people who did not take it in that
we
well.
had actually
there are a
not
couple
a
of
lot,
bashers.
but there was a few people who gave us some crap for posting that.
So apparently there are a couple of people who got a little bit offended because we used the name Muhammad, and these are people who are Muslims, and for them Muhammad is a holy name, and they probably felt that it wasn't right that the name was used in a joking manner,
in a context where like I played a fool.
Yeah.
And I think it's also came down to what we put on the phone, because we wrote written down the word ashamed, which I think people thought that we were associating the name Muhammad with the word ashamed, which did get a lot of backlash, but
not a lot. We have 41,000 views and probably less than 10% of the people who view it.
Yeah, we did have a lot of people sticking up for us as well. But I think it just came down to them not understanding the reason why we posted that video. I think they thought we were doing it in a way that would bash.
Yeah. Well, basically, how they're thinking about it is that we're using their prophet's name for clout because we wanted more views or we wanted to be famous. First of all, I don't want to be famous. I mean, I love creating content. I love doing jokes. Josh is a comedian, and we were just having fun. It was a challenge that we saw, and I'm not gonna try and, defend what I did or what Joshua did. And it just goes back to what I said last week, because what I did was that when I saw that one comment, I became really concerned. So I sent it to a couple of my friends who are Muslims, and I asked them, look, tell me if I've offended your belief in any way, and I'll make sure to delete this, because
I did the same thing.
I don't want to, and Josh did the same thing. So we asked a couple of friends, and none of them really took it to heart and said, look, it's really funny and we don't really see anything wrong about it. It's not like you're saying it's the Prophet Muhammad's name. It wasn't that way. You were just using the word or the name Muhammad, and there are billions and billions of people named Muhammad. Sorry, millions of people named Muhammad. And that was the same comment and same sentiments of some of the followers that we had on TikTok replying to the guy. So basically there's a whole thread of people commenting back to him saying, dude, you're being a little bit dramatic with your comment, like you have to chill, it's just a joke. And so I guess it just goes back to what I said last week, wherein you can't really please everyone. Anything that you put out, may it be good or bad, you always have a backlash and you always have people who support you. And as long as you're not doing anything that really offends someone's beliefs, and that you don't really do anything illegal, I don't think there's anything wrong to that. I think the percentage of people we were able to who were able to brighten up their day and make them smile versus the people who were offended was way off the scale. It outnumbers, and I genuinely believe that there wasn't anything wrong. And I asked a couple of friends and they said the same thing, so we kept it. We both decided to keep the video, and we said, look, whatever we put out, people are going to say something. So that's my 2 cents. As long as
2 cents, I was like 10 cents. It's a lot.
Yeah, because I feel really strongly
I
about
understand what you mean about when it comes to pleasing everyone as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why there's a dislike button as well. Like, it could be the most wholesome content on YouTube or anywhere else, but there will always be one or two people who dislike it. I don't know, maybe out of jealousy or something, or out of, I don't know, whatever that they have in their minds when they watch the video. But again, you can't please everyone.
And that's another thing as content creators, I guess. Like, just be ready when you put yourself out there to take it with a grain of salt, like people's comments. Like, you need to be thick-skinned and say, look, if people are being offended, as long as I'm not doing anything wrong, I should be okay with it. Yeah. Because that's what comes with putting yourself out there.
No, I've watched a lot of podcasts and a lot of comedians as well. When they talk about putting up their videos or something on social media, they never read the comments after that.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Bobby Lee doesn't read his comments. He did a whole episode where he talks about it, like about how much time he spends on writing a joke and performing it, and you know, like cutting the fat and making it as good as he can, but suddenly at the end of the day it will still not please a whole group of people, and he doesn't like that.
Yeah.
So it comes to as well how sensitive you are to the
you
whatever you put out there.
You can opt not to, but
or disable comments on a video or something.
Yeah. I think it really depends on how you want to take it. But if you want to be a content creator, especially online,
there's always going to be a critic. Always. That's their job, basically.
Exactly.
Even if they're supposed to be like reviewing everything, they're always going to put one bad thing that they found.
Yeah, and it's so easy nowadays to be that keyboard warrior, to just like type away and be like, oh, you suck, because you can't really see that person, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be much more difficult. Imagine in person and you're like, you suck. There's a very tiny chance that would happen.
If you did that to me.
You will?
Yeah.
I've never seen you do that.
No one has ever said
Not
that to me.
even close.
Who has told me?
I mean, there were a couple of instances where you could have beaten up a person, but you haven't.
Tell me one instance.
The moving guy. Remember? The guy I was so pissed on?
Yeah, but I didn't feel he did anything wrong, it was your stuff, so I didn't want to get involved. If it was to me, then obviously I would jump in.
Okay.
But that was, I think you were just upset that he was addressing me more than he was addressing you as well.
No, he did something that made me really upset.
Which one?
When he started talking smack about me and he started raising his prices than what we agreed upon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And he was like blaming you for something. And I'm like, look, mister, you're talking to me. I'm the one who's moving.
Yeah, because he didn't address you. He didn't look at you when
Yeah,
but I think that's another...
It's another topic for another day. And women in the GCC.
But speaking of fighting...
Yeah.
The match between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor...
It was really good.
But to be honest, both amazing athletes. A part of me didn't want McGregor to win because I've been following him since the dawn of time, I guess.
You mean you wanted him to win?
I wanted him to win.
Yeah.
But then
and
obviously
a lot
the
of people
underdog,
did as well.
Especially, there's a part of me that wanted an underdog to win as well, because I really love those kinds of stories when someone shines.
Yeah.
Despite all odds against them.
Dustin Poirier he's been training so hard for this fight, and he did it so well. It was a really good fight. He did, in terms of his defense, in terms of his vision of how he wanted to do it.
I have been watching Conor McGregor a lot. I watched all his fights, and I was quite upset when he lost to Khabib as well, and during his last fight. But this time I saw, I understood the whole story of Dustin Poirier, how he actually lost to Conor McGregor before, and how he trained and how he wanted this rematch, and it finally happened, and he was like, I'm going to really do my best and stuff, and he actually did. And I also loved that passion he had and the amount of time he actually took to train. And the one thing I really love though is the smack talk between each other. That is something which it really gets me going.
Yeah, but that happens all the time. And to be honest, Conor McGregor didn't speak that much. It wasn't his usual cocky self. He was, of course, as usual. But after the match and after Dustin Poirier literally killed him, he was actually very humbled.
That's That's the mark to me of a great sportsman, by the way.
Yeah.
Someone who can take his losses.
He did well.
Know what he did wrong, understand it, and get back in the ring.
He didn't take his loss to Khabib that well. But this one he did.
No, because there was a lot of
friction.
So much more. There's so much backstory. There's so much how Conor McGregor insulted him, how they insulted each other. Conor McGregor threw the chair into their bus, almost killing a guy and stuff. So there was a lot of tension in that match. But Khabib came and like took it away from him, like all the words out of his mouth. And
I think lately Joshua's been so into MMA, and he's actually thinking about doing boxing or joining me in jiu-jitsu once this whole pandemic ends or like eases itself out. But I mean, you've been thinking about it for quite some time.
I've been watching it a lot recently, actually. Fastest knockouts, fastest tap outs, fastest.
And he waited because you looked at the highlights, because he's like, I want to watch it with you because I want to understand some of the things so that you can explain it to me while it's happening. And I'm like, okay, so I won't watch it. I'll wait for you. I just waited. And then we
waited together and then we watched it together.
No. You looked at the highlights because one of those nights in between, because there's a week in between, it happened on a Sunday. And then the next time we were seeing each other was on a Friday during the next podcast recording. And he's like, let's wait until then so that we can look at the whole match. And I'm like, okay. But one of those nights, he's like, oh my gosh, Poirier. And he said something about what Poirier did. And I'm like, how did you know that? We weren't supposed to look at the highlights. And this guy looked at it. And I'm like, I've been waiting. I've been itching to see the whole... I've been
scrolling
tell you
something?
Past through...
Can I say something?
What?
When there's big news out there in the media and it's published everywhere, especially something that happened in your own country, it's impossible to not see it.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
So it took a lot of me not wanting to watch it because I promised I would watch it with you, but somehow it popped into my feed. I can't remember how, I can't remember where, I can't remember why. It came into my feed and I could not look away. And I just watched a bit of it. Then I realized what I'm doing is wrong. I promised Janine and Kuri that I'm going to view this whole...
Sounds like a cheating scandal. Oh, what am I doing?
No, so that is my case. And... I'm really sorry. And of course, I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, Conor McGregor should have won this, I guess.
He got in a couple of good punches.
No, I think it's the same reason. I think the reason how I got into it is when I was watching. So I really hate Jake Paul for some reason. And I
think
told myself,
everyone does, no?
No, he has a very good... he has a whole team Jake thing, which people like vouch for him for everything. So I know that he wants to challenge Conor McGregor to a $50 million fight, and then I'm like, I want to know what he says about Conor McGregor. So I went to his page, and obviously he has this thing where he does a meme collection of everyone who's knocked out, or everyone, which is like just one or two people now. And then so he said, Conor McGregor will fight you now, but for $10,000. So it's like insulting Conor McGregor.
Does he know how much Conor McGregor got out of his fight with Dustin Poirier? Because Conor made more than what Poirier did, even if he lost the fight.
No, but that's because he's more well known as a name.
Yeah.
In the MMA industry than Dustin Poirier.
True. Yeah.
But I think that will change now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure every fight that will happen after this, he will be getting a lot more than, not that he deserves, but as per his work and his KOs, at least in the MMA.
You mean Dustin Poirier?
Yeah, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
But
he did well.
He did really well. I was very surprised as well. Because coming from someone who just started watching MMA, I didn't know who he is.
Yeah, because in your head you're like, Conor will win this, you know?
Yeah.
As someone who's not into MMA and UFC and all that.
Exactly, because he's a more well-known name.
Yeah.
But Janine knew everyone. There was other people on that lineup of that night, which you knew, you knew almost everyone.
Not almost, but some.
Like there was, I don't know, some Chandler
Mike
guy.
Chandler.
Yeah, you knew him as well. Apparently that was his comeback.
So he was supposed to fight in the last UFC. Right before this one, he was already in Abu Dhabi, but something happened and his match didn't come through.
End up happening. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't end up happening. He really trained hard for that one because I've been following Mike Chandler. And then he won his fight this time around, but he's a little bit cocky. Not a little bit. He's very cocky. He called out who? He called out Khabib. And did he call out Connor as well? I forgot who are the names that he called out. And he's like, you need to fight me. You need to fight me. But that's
everyone in MMA.
Yeah.
That's everyone.
It's him making out his name. But really, this guy, if you follow him on his Instagram, he has a really, really like kind heart. He actually adopted a child.
No way.
Yeah, him
that's
and
so
his
nice
wife.
Of him. That's really nice of him.
Yeah.
Kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's stay tuned and let's keep an eye out in case there's ever a rematch or a part 3 that'll decide who's
seems like it.
on the top, McGregor or Poirier.
Yeah,
it seems like it's gonna happen in
because McGregor was saying like he hasn't been in the octagon for a while, and that's why he's not himself. You know, because with his fights, like there's a huge lapse of time.
That's true.
And usually when you're a fighter,
especially when he stopped. And he joined boxing as well for some part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand what it means as well
to
come back into the octagon for an MMA duel.
Yeah, and let's see if Joshua pulls through. And
I already have my pose.
That's
like,
it.
A little bit high, like I think Dustin Poirier.
Your tattoos help, by the way. Your tattoos make you look like you're kind of a fighter, I would say.
Plus, I can do this thing where I don't smile, so it looks really legit. Like,
and then you start like almost kissing someone.
And then Dana White is like
Dana White
is like Dana
White.
White is like trying to hold me back, but nothing will stop me. I will fight all the security to touch my opponent.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna touch them because of the new COVID laws that are there in the UAE.
Yeah, it's been quite.
It's been a roller coaster, guys. Like, UAE, get your life together first of all. Don't be like, are you PMSing or something? When one day you're like 4,000, one day you're like, what? Where did all those people go?
We've been doing really well, and then right after the holidays, when a lot of tourists came in, we see a huge spike in terms of numbers, and we have the new variant of the coronavirus, which apparently spreads more or spreads faster or easier to be transmitted to someone.
And it's more deadly, I think, as well.
Yeah, this is what they said. Allegedly it is. Or apparently. This is what the UK Prime Minister is saying, like it's deadlier. But if you look at the numbers, it adds up, because we've been getting an average of 9, 10, even 12 deaths in a day. And we've never seen this before, even during lockdown last year. So that's what's scary. Like, it's not just the spike in numbers, because now we're averaging around 3,500 active COVID cases in the country. It's not just that, but it's the deaths. That's really, really sad. I actually have a colleague who her husband passed away because of COVID. So more and more I hear these stories from people. And before, like last year, you would hear people getting, being COVID positive, and these are people who are not in your inner circle.
That's what you said is really true, actually, because when COVID first hit, everyone was thinking, oh wow, there's so many cases, but I don't know any single person personally who has it.
Yeah, it's then it usually started, a friend of a friend.
Exactly. Then as time passed by, then you find out like a friend of a friend. Then as time went by even further, then it's a colleague. Then as time went by, now it's someone you know personally, or someone you just saw in the last 2 weeks or something.
Or someone you actually met while they were positive. I had a couple of COVID scares myself.
Yeah.
Wherein I had to quarantine myself for 5-6 days before taking the test, just to make sure that I'm okay. Because sometimes, and I believe there are a lot of like anomalies when it comes to the tests. Some people are positive, but they're coming out as negative, and then they test again a few days later, and now they turn out positive.
Yeah, I don't know the accuracy of the tests being done.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say anything negative about the UAE government as well, but a lot of countries have been questioning our methods in conducting our COVID tests.
Are they?
Which also raised concerns. Denmark has done it. and Philippines, and I think UK as well.
Questioning, you mean, or they've stopped?
No, like questioning how accurate our tests are being conducted and if the results are actually positive. Yeah, because...
But that also depends, remember? So I have a couple of nurse friends and they tell me that if you are exposed to a positive person, if you take the test the next day or the day off, it won't necessarily show.
Yeah, because it has to grow inside like a seed, I guess, as well, or until actually symptoms come up. Like it has to dwell inside your body.
Yeah, it has to settle.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a friend of mine, her parents were going back to Canada because that's where they live. They took the test. They were negative. They were able to fly. By the time that they got to Canada, they took their test for the arrival and then they were positive. So it just really depends on how our bodies are. And, you know, these tests will never be 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So the best thing is really, if you feel something, you've been exposed, just try and contain yourselves in the house and to not go out. And I think now UAE has been a little bit more cautious. They've started putting out more... What are you looking at?
There's a mosquito.
Oh yeah, we have to...
Nice.
I killed a mosquito.
That's a half a nice day first.
Oh.
Rest in peace, mosquito.
I'm so sorry.
Rest in peace.
Oh, you have a tissue right next to you. Thank you.
But on the topic of testing, you know, apparently to get a more accurate result about if you have COVID or not, you have to put that swab in your butt.
Is that the new thing?
Yeah.
I've been seeing this butt swab thing, but is that like the accurate way of doing it?
Apparently that's where it lives or thrives.
Ew.
The COVID gene or whatever. In your
Sorry guys, I'm
hole.
Filipino, by the way. I'm not scared of mosquitoes. We just like swat them.
Yeah.
And we're just like, whatever. I'll wash my hands later, don't worry. But yuck.
Inside the butt.
Swab. I don't want to be swabbed in that area. Like, that's my private part. Like, no.
Yeah, things are supposed to come out of it, not in it.
I know.
You know? So
that's a little bit icky.
yeah.
But I mean, if that's like, I don't know, until they find something. I was reading this, I think it was from Bloomberg. There was a post wherein they said that it will take us another 7 years to see the normal, well, I don't want to call it normal anymore because now it's the new normal, but like to go back to
normalize us
how it used to be. 7 years? Come on, man. Come on.
Because even the vaccines, I think, that are out is also, it's too early to tell if there's any side effects because until now, majority of people have only taken the first dose.
Yes.
Second dose will be given to people, let's say, in 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
At least to the first batch.
Yeah.
And only after a period of time, maybe another few months, we'll see if there's any actual real side effects. I've heard one personally, that person has gone blind in their right eye.
What?
Yeah, but this is nothing that has come out in any official statement. But this is what I heard from a friend whose friend personally got the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, maybe they have like an underlying issue that's why that happened, or like a reaction to it, an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
But I think other people are also waiting for the Pfizer to come in. So for now, the UAE is providing the Sinopharm variation,
which is again Chinese. So.
The Chinese vaccine. So some people, well, a lot of people have actually taken it. I have a lot of friends who took it. My dad took it. My uncle, and then Pfizer is being distributed to health workers and people who have underlying issues.
Yeah.
So
that also says something, something in the sense that Sinopharm might be for the general public, but for frontliners and stuff, then Pfizer might be more effective, which is why also personally I would rather wait till I get a Pfizer or a Johnson & Johnson one or something. I don't know.
I think all of these vaccines are in a way the same, in a sense that they all target the same virus. I guess it's just, I don't know, it's just there are differences. I know that the Pfizer needs to be stored at a certain temperature, Sinopharm doesn't, and then you have the Johnson & Johnson that you're talking about. It's just, it depends on how your body is, and I know for myself that I'm quite healthy and you are, so we shouldn't be scared about it. Vaccines are out there because they've been tested, they've been looked at by scientists. And I've seen this video that really explains how vaccines target. And it's not like they're shooting up the virus in your body. They're not.
But strains of it or something that
Not the strain.
No, something. I don't know the
They
scientific.
take the
Antibodies
protein and the structure of how the virus is. They learn how the sequence is in terms of like DNA or whatever it's called, and then they build something that would mimic it to look like that. But then once it's in your body, it pretends that, hey, I'm like you, and then it starts attacking that certain thing. That's how I read it.
Like a Trojan horse kind of situation?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it tricks the virus, and then suddenly it's like, nope,
There's
not
nothing,
on my watch.
I'm your friend. Come give me a hug. And then when
Yeah.
you hug, he has a knife.
Oh, now I understand. Yeah. So it pretends to be this virus so that your immune system sees this pretend virus that they've shot into your body, and your immune system builds up to it and understands that, hey, this is a virus, or a Trojan horse that's pretending to be a virus, and your immune system builds up to it and starts attacking it. So by the time that the virus, God forbid, gets into your system, the real one, and you get it, your immune system has built up enough energy and understanding of how to kill this virus that it kills it.
Very cool.
That's how, in a nutshell, a vaccine works. So
yeah, guys, take your call.
Yeah.
Because I did read this article where it says, do I rather risk my life taking a rushed vaccine or actually getting the COVID virus? So yeah, they just make your choice, guys, really.
Yeah, like if
I'm pretty sure it'll soon be mandated by the government that every single person needs to take this vaccine, and you need to have a card, and you cannot do anything without this.
I feel like soon enough you can
card.
travel without it.
Yeah. I think that's the reason majority of people are taking it, because it gives you a leverage in terms of applying for visas and traveling elsewhere other than your...
Apparently, in the UAE, some restaurants are providing discounts for people who have taken the vaccine. If you take your first shot, you get, for example, 10% off. And then if you take your second shot, then you take 15% off. Or 20% off, something like that. But they actually reward people who have been taking the vaccine shots. So
sweet, like a entertainer.
Yeah. And taking the vaccine in the UAE, we're very blessed because it's free. They provide it for free who are residents of the country. So if you want to get some discounts in some restaurants, go take your free vaccine and then go into restaurants.
Who needs Zomato Pro? Who needs entertainer? Just get your vaccine, guys, for free, and you have yourself a good deal on your meals.
And also, to be honest, I'd rather still be in the UAE rather than in other countries where the virus is not handled well.
Yeah.
And it's not people are not properly, they're not distributing the vaccines as wide as how they're doing it here. And the testings are not as wide as they're doing it here. So I think considering the amount of cases that we've been having every day, and the hospitals are still able to take in these patients, the UAE is still doing well compared to all the other countries.
Yeah, kudos to the UAE government. I know they're managing and controlling this pandemic really well. Even as we speak, like, they've taken new regulations and rules into account when it comes to people mingling with each other, what times bars and clubs should close.
Yeah.
So number of people on the desk. Yeah, curfew is also back into full effect as well. Yeah.
And not for like people, but restaurants and any
in terms of what time they should
that
close,
is so it's at 1 a.m. and then you also have they've stopped brunches, any establishment that only serves alcohol, bars, clubs that are not really restaurants, they've closed that as well for the time being. The capacity in malls and hotels are reduced to 70%, and then wider distance between tables in restaurants, no entertainment for the time being. So Joshua's not really going out for his weekly comedy kicks gigs. And then the curfew. So far, at least, they're putting these measures in place to hopefully reduce the number of cases.
Yeah, so I guess time will tell only what will happen in the near future. But yeah, the choice is yours, guys, until the UAE makes it mandated to take the vaccine.
Stay safe, guys.
Yeah, guys, just do whatever it takes. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone around you. So on that note, okay, I'm gonna close the show, guys. So wish me luck. So thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Have a Nice Day podcast. If you want to send in your questions or your feedbacks or comments, you can always send us an email at haveanicedayshow@gmail.com, or you can also find us on Instagram at Have a Nice Day. Is it Have a Nice Day?
What happened?
This thing just opened. You can also find us on Instagram at what's our Instagram handle?
Have a Nice Day podcast.
Have a Nice Day podcast, and there you can find us in the link in bio where you can send in your whatever you want us to send, actually in our handy advice form, and you can even remain anonymous if you wish to. If you liked watching this video, you can find us on youtube.com/haveaniceday, and if you rather hear us in an audio format, then you can find us on every podcast platform that you know, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can even rate us, and we would really appreciate a good rating if you feel that we do deserve it. And is there anything else that I missed?
No, that's it. Like and subscribe. Did you say that?
Like and subscribe, everyone. Please do whatever it takes. Support your local
Content
podcasters,
creators,
comedians, artists, businesses, everything. And I guess on that note,
have a nice day. We love you guys.
We like you as a friend.
Stay safe.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.